When you think about food associated with Valentine's Day, you might not immediately think of fruit. Or maybe you might think of some chocolate-covered strawberries or raspberries on cheesecake. What you're probably not thinking about is cranberries or cranberry sauce, a side dish most commonly associated with Thanksgiving in the United States. Well, in the 1950s, Ocean Spray wanted to change that and make cranberries a feature of any Valentine's Day menu. Hi everyone, and welcome to The Vintage Company. I'm Julie and I'm a business historian. And today I'm going to try to recreate a quote melt in your mouth mid-century Valentine's Day side dish promoted by Ocean Spray, Cranberry Heart Salads. Now, cranberries were once a seasonal dish, primarily available fresh after the 6-week cranberry picking season from September to November. And so you could have cranberry sauce for the holiday season from Thanksgiving to New Year's, but that was it. Then in the 1910s, commercial canned cranberry sauce became widely available throughout the United States. Thanks to the convenience of the can, whole or jellied cranberry sauce could be eaten every day of the year, as a standalone side or as part of the main course. Now, just because cranberries could be eaten year-round doesn't mean that people would eat them year-round. In fact, most people continue to only serve cranberries and cranberry sauce during the holiday season. To combat the spring and summer sales slump, the National Cranberry Association, which is known today as Ocean Spray, turned to its advertising director, Ellen Stillman. A cranberry bog owner herself, Stillman had been in charge of the association's marketing since the 1940s, and would later become the first woman director of Ocean Spray. Stillman believed in planting ideas rather than pushing sales. Her advertisements asked consumers, why not try cranberry sauce with chicken instead of just turkey? With the slogan, "The team that's clickin', Ocean Spray and Chicken," the chicken and cranberry campaign resulted in an 83% increase in off-season cranberry sales by 1952. Stillman and the National Cranberry Association also began advertising around holidays outside of Thanksgiving and Christmas, including Valentine's Day. This 1951 ad urged consumers to bring Ocean Spray cranberry hearts to their Valentine's Day tables. These hearts could be either cut from jellied cranberry sauce or made into a melt-in-your-mouth gelatin salad using whole cranberry sauce. And of course, the ad includes the recipe for Cranberry Heart Salads. So today, I want to try to recreate these Ocean Spray Cranberry Heart Salads and see if they are indeed the perfect Valentine's Day side dish or dessert. This recipe calls for cold water, lemon juice, salt, crushed pineapple, cream cheese, heavy whipping cream, and the stars of the show, Ocean Spray whole cranberry sauce and gelatin. Now, I have never worked with gelatin before, but from what I gather, it can be a bit of an adventure, where lots of things can go wrong. So here's hoping everything works the way it's supposed to, otherwise this video may not happen. The first step is to mix 1 envelope of gelatin into cold water in a custard cup. I don't have any custard cups, but I do have ramekins, so I'm using that instead. You then let the gelatin dissolve in the cold water for 2 minutes. And after 2 minutes, it looks like the gelatin absorbed a lot of the water, but it was still pretty grainy. The next step is to place the custard cup with the gelatin into a pan of boiling water until the gelatin dissolves. Once dissolved, the gelatin can be added to the whole cranberry sauce. You then mix and add the lemon juice and salt. Now, I completely messed up this next step. I was supposed to beat the cream cheese until soft and then add the crushed pineapple to the cream cheese. So naturally, I put the cream cheese and crushed pineapple into the bowl at exactly the same time and mixed everything together. This was a bad idea, but more on that later. Next, you fold the cream cheese and pineapple into the cranberry gelatin mixture and put it into the fridge until it starts to gel. Meanwhile, I beat the heavy cream in the mixer to make whipping cream. So the cranberry cream cheese mixture is definitely starting to set here, which I'm hoping is a good sign. The next step is to fold in the whipped cream. And then we're finally ready to put our cranberry salads into molds. I actually have these silicone heart-shaped molds, but I imagine in the 1950s the molds would have been made out of metal or plastic. Now, in general, something that I've noticed is that the instructions for this recipe are very simple, but also pretty vague. Case in point, the last step is to chill until firm. I have no idea how long that means, but it seems like Knox gelatin sets in about 3 hours, so I'm gonna go with that. So it's been about 5 hours since I put the cranberry hearts in the fridge, and I am not feeling good about these at all. The tops feel kind of spongy to the touch, and when picking up the mold, I could tell that it was still really soft, like it hasn't set at all. But let's just see what happens when I take them out of the molds. Yep, I think we can consider this one a total failure. The salads didn't set at all. They do kind of have a vague heart shape, but mostly it just looks like the blob that ate everything. It's definitely not the beautiful, perfectly smooth gelatin salad I was hoping for. So where did things go wrong? I spent some time looking at using gelatin how-tos and guides online, and it seems like maybe the original recipe doesn't have enough gelatin. Because the Ocean Spray recipe simply calls for 1 envelope of gelatin, we don't have an exact measurement for how much gelatin this recipe actually needs. It seems like 1 envelope of gelatin will set 2 cups of liquid. So I'm thinking I'll need at least 2 envelopes, maybe more. And remember when I mixed the cream cheese and pineapple at the same time? Well, my cranberry hearts now have big clumps of cream cheese in them, which is not what I was going for. So next time I'm going to mix the cream cheese for longer and add the pineapple more slowly. So let's try this again with 2 envelopes of gelatin and smoother cream cheese. Okay, so this is looking much better. The shape is definitely looking more like a heart, but it's still really soft and doesn't have the smooth surface like the salad pictured in the recipe. It does taste pretty good though, and there are no clumps of cream cheese this time. So let me try it one more time with even more gelatin. Alright, here's my last attempt, so I really hope these ones work out. I used 3 envelopes of gelatin, and I'm feeling slightly more confident. I'm also taking no chances. This time I'm loosening the salad from the mold with warm water. Okay, here goes nothing. They were actually pretty easy to get out of the molds this time, and they actually look like hearts. They don't exactly have that jello-like shine, and you can tell that the warm water softened the sides, but I am so happy with how these look. This is a huge improvement over my first batch. Now it's time for the all-important final taste test. I know I already said that the cranberry hearts were good, but the flavor is a little different than I was expecting. The cranberry comes through really well, but it's also pretty tart. Now, Ocean Spray does say you can eat the cranberry heart salads by themselves for dessert, but what they really wanted is for you to eat this as a side dish for chicken. Recommendations included chicken shortcake, which seems to be chicken and biscuits served with gravy, chicken a la king, which is chicken and vegetables in a cream sauce, chicken pie or chicken salad. As a side note, I did see some similar recipes from the same time period that actually put chicken in the cranberry salad itself, but luckily Ocean Spray does not include that in its recipes or recommendations because I am not really a chicken in my jello kind of person. So overall, it makes sense that the salads weren't particularly sweet because they were meant to be paired with something savory like chicken. Overall thoughts. This recipe was much harder than I expected. The instructions seemed really simple, but it also feels like there's a lot not here. Like an exact measurement of gelatin, how long to beat the cream cheese or heavy whipping cream, or how many hours it should take for the salad to set or gel, or how to get the salads out of the molds. But these may have been the kind of basic things that your average home cook in the 1950s would have already known. And so maybe they didn't need to be spelled out. But as a total amateur who had no idea what I was doing, I could have used a little more help and guidance. That said, as someone who hasn't made anything with gelatin before that isn't Jell-O, I am really proud of how the Cranberry Heart Salads finally turned out. And I really feel like I learned a lot along the way, so that if I do try to make something with gelatin again, I'll have a much better idea of what I'm doing. I'll put the original recipe in the description along with some of my own notes in case you'd like to try it yourself. Thanks for watching this video and sticking through all my attempts to get this recipe right. If you like this video and would like to hear me talk about and try other vintage recipes, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel below. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.